Rise, Sparta! Yes, hello, welcome to Richard Sandling's Perfect Movie with me, Richard Sandling. What a week it's been in film. Hollywood has announced plans to remake Big Trouble in Little China, but they don't know who to hire for the lead role. Hey Hollywood, I'll tell you who'd be great in another Big Trouble in Little China film. Kurt Russell, you idiots! Producers are of course hoping to get The Rock, because it's too actiony for Benedict Cumberbatch and they only know of two actors. Although, to be fair, I do like The Rock. I'm a big fan of The Rock, so that would be fine. But, you know, he has done so many reboots, he practically works in IT. But at least it's not Jeremy Renner. I mean, I tried to Google Jeremy Renner. It came back, did you mean any other leading man? Christopher Nolan, the mastermind behind some of modern cinema's longest films, has announced that he's furious that Hollywood cinema is too gimmicky. Too gimmicky. That's Christopher Nolan, director of Inception, Memento, The Prestige, The Following, and Interstellar. Christopher Nolan complaining that a film is gimmicky is like Ridley Scott complaining a film is dull. Christopher Nolan is to sci-fi what my parents are to Wi-Fi. Sort of know what it is, but the way they've set it up makes it really hard to connect to it. In honour of Christopher Nolan, these have been smart jokes for idiots. And have gone on far longer than they needed to. He does drag it out. The last time I saw a midsection that grotesquely extended, I was watching The Human Centipede. I'm not sure if you've seen The Human Centipede. It does have its critics, but to be fair to it, the opening's fine. It's just the ending that's shit. Zack Snyder got in trouble when he announced the new Xena Warrior Wonder Woman costume for the forthcoming Batman vs Superman film. Half the internet was furious that it was too sexist, the other half furious that Gal Gadot isn't basically appearing naked. It is a ridiculous costume, half Brian Blessed, Flash Gordon, half Kate Bush Babushka. The reason for the costume change, apparently, is because he wants to help add an air of realism to the proceedings. And I think that's very wise, because, I don't know about you, but when I'm watching a film about a billionaire vigilante who dresses up as a bat, and an indestructible goody two-shoes from another planet, and an Amazonian princess with a lasso of truth and an invisible plane, the thing I really care about is realism. I mean, you know, DC, answer your own question. Why so serious? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, take a leaf out of Marvel's book. Marvel are fun. Marvel are great fun. I love that film they keep releasing. It's a lot of fun to watch. Going to watch a DC film is like going to a school disco organised by the teachers. Now, when you do a film show or do anything about movies, people always say it's too niche. No one likes films. Films are too niche, even though it's the one thing pretty much everyone likes. Too niche. So what I'd like to do is offer you a really, really mainstream observational joke that everyone will get. Everyone will definitely get. So, you know how it is, right? When you're trawling through your Criterion Edition special DVD selection, right? And you can't find the film you're looking for. And then you realise that you've been looking at Agnes Varda and you're meant to be looking up Andrzej Wajda. Oh, we've all done it. And finally, Apple have announced they're making a Western. I Noon. Sorry, that's not PC, is it? And so concludes the jokes, inverted commas, of the week. Yeah. Yes, so now it's time to bring out our special guest for the show. He is a star of stage and screen. He is a writer, a performer, a musician, a poet, an illustrator. Will you please give a warm welcome to Mr. PHILL JUPITUS? Welcome.
Hello.
Yes, so, well, you're going to choose your scenes you like that we've recreated for no money.
I know, yeah.
Before we get started, have you always been a fan of film?
I think so. I mean, I was born in '62, so coming through, I remember the first time I got taken to the pictures. I'm kind of split on it. It was either The Jungle Book or it was Ring of Bright Water, which was going very well until the otter was slaughtered by a bloke with a shovel. I was in the front row at the Barking Odeon, and apparently my screaming was heard in Ilford. I think that if you're going to take a child to an otter-based film, try to ensure that the otter is not slaughtered with a shovel. Because, you know what, I was very used to Disney, and, you know, Baloo going down, and then he wasn't dead. That was brilliant. And when you're waiting for some kind of Jesus-like redemption moment with an otter, and it doesn't come, and it's just the farmer killed him, and that's it, end of story. Oh, I did not like that at all.
No. Let's do the opening. What did you choose for the opening?
The opening, I thought, let's go for a little bit of musical glamour. And so I love MGM musicals because inside this large, burly, and so far in my life, heterosexual. But there's always time to change. I thought that I adore MGM musicals, and my favourite is on the town. It's on the town, which is the three sailors arriving in New York, and a lot of the misnomer is that it begins with New York, New York, and it doesn't. There's a little bit before that, which came well within our purview. Very easy for us to do, wasn't it? Because it is just a bloke on his own by the sea singing, Doddle. Because me and him live near the sea. Wallop, you're laughing. So
And this is actually, for when you watch it, this is actually one of the most expensive recreations we've ever done. Yeah. We had to buy a kettle.
Yeah. This.
This is the level we're working at.
This is Richard's Heaven's Gate. You're about to watch.
Although I do like to think that in years to come, people will actually like it.
Oh.
So this is right up to the bit before the bit you know of.
On the Town.
Which is a great. If you've not seen On the Town, it is a very good film. It's
absolutely, it's a belter.
It's fantastic. So let's have a look at Mr. PHILL JUPITUS in On the Town.
Let's go to the screens.
I feel like I'm not out of bed yet. Whoa. Well, the sun is warm, but my blanket's warmer. Sleep, sleep in your lady's arms. Sleep in your lady's arms.
Here we go. On the Town, everyone. On the Town. Amazing.
That kettle, so worth it. £4.
Yeah.
4 quid. And they were so bemused by the. We want one that whistles. They don't whistle anymore because they switch off. They don't have to. No, we want one on a stove that whistles. Well, we might have one out the back. I don't know.
So you think this is just people messing? There's blood and sweat and tears goes into this.
Damn straight.
No idea the problems of getting a kettle. Well, now it's time for a word from our sponsor.
Hello,
I'm Godzilla. Now, before you all carry and fear, let me just clear something up right at the start. I do not destroy cities, I defend them. Well, I say cities, Tokyo, right? I've never even been to New York. That film's a complete lie. Yeah, right, so I did attack Japan once, granted, but that was just a misunderstanding, best chalked down to youthful exuberance, and, as we all know, they started it. Since then I've been Japan's great defender, but are the general public aware of this? No. You destroyed Tokyo once, and no amount of good deeds will alter public perception. Do you know how many medals I've got? 4. And I got them all defending Tokyo, right? I fought King Ghidorah, Batra, Gigan, Mothra, Mechagodzilla, Space Godzilla, no relation by the way, just that Godzilla is a very common surname amongst giant lizards, and the robotic variants thereof. I fought Megagyrus, Megalon, Hedorah, Kumonga, Kamakuras, Titanosaurus and Mechanicon. And I didn't fight for a laugh, right? It wasn't some lower middle class scuffle. They weren't looking at me bird. I was defending Tokyo. And of course people say to me, they always say, Godzilla, if you love Tokyo so much, why don't you live there? And I say, and I explain I could totally live in Tokyo. I mean, what are they going to do about it, right? But I choose not to. I just happen to like hiding in the sea. You know, I don't want to be famous. That's not what this is about. I don't want to be famous for being famous. I actually do something. And I don't think it's unreasonable to set the record straight, right? So Cloverfield. Take Cloverfield, for example. Cloverfield could never happen in Japan. And do you know why? Because within 12 to 15 minutes, Dave raised the alarm, I'm out of bed, I'm on the shore, wallop, job done. Now, I'm not saying people don't die. I'm not saying buildings don't get destroyed. It's not a perfect system. But sometimes to defend Tokyo, you have to destroy Tokyo. Thanks for watching. I'll be back next week to explain why Godzuki's a cock. Godzilla. Weirdly sponsoring a show. Now it's time to pick your miscellaneous scene from any film, your favourite middle scene from any film ever.
We've gone for Bedazzled.
Gone for Bedazzled.
Peter Cook and Dudley Moore. I should stress the Peter Cook and Dudley Moore.
It's an amazing film, Bedazzled, because it's also directed by Stanley Donen, who did
On the Town.
Yeah.
And you see Peter Cook and Dudley Moore and you think, I will watch this. And it just blows you away.
Yeah, and also what's really good about it is because it's what I like about it is it is a real film. I know that sounds, but it could be very easily just like an excuse for sketches.
Yeah.
Because it's 7 stories about the 7 wishes he wants, all that. But actually, it's a proper film with a proper narrative. It's really well done.
So it's a terrific piece of work. So yeah, we had a right old laugh. Bear in mind, we're giving the impression of 2 men being up a telegraph pole in the middle of Oxfordshire, in my back garden in Essex, without any pole.
Yeah, and there's also the sort of the sort of semiotic sort of mise en scène issue of the dynamic between Cook and Moore.
Yeah,
it's sort of levelled out when it's there isn't a tall skinny one and a short squat one.
Yeah. Just imagine if Peter Cook and Dudley Moore were grizzlies.
So I suppose we just get on and show everyone Bedazzled. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. PHILL JUPITUS and myself in Bedazzled.
Oh, hello, Stanley. Nice to have you back so soon. I won't be a moment.
Hello? You just cut me off. I was talking to Tokyo. Do you really love me? Of course I do, you big jerk. Get off my line.
I thought you were supposed to be my friend. All that talk, your bed and that girl this morning. You just put her there to get me all excited and confused so I'd make the wrong decision.
What happened?
What happened? It finished before it started, that's what happened.
They're like that these days, your pop fans. Very fickle. Mrs. Fitch.
Speaking.
Abercrombie here. I work with your husband.
Oh, yes.
I thought you might like to know that he just checked into the Cheeseborough Hotel Brighton with his secretary Fiona. Goodbye.
What a putrid thing to do. How did I get myself into this mess?
Let me answer that by asking you a question. In the words of the great Zen master Lee Kwai Kwat, if you were hanging from a cliff top by your fingernails, and above you was a raging tiger bearing his fangs, and below you was his mate bearing her fangs, what would you do?
What a stupid question. Cliffs and tigers? I wouldn't get myself into such a ridiculous situation, would I?
Oh, of course not. You've got the secret. You're far better off. Here you are, halfway up a pole in Berkshire, damned in the hereafter for eternity, half your wishes gone. You've nothing to learn from Lee Quite and his tigers, have you? Hello, Mrs. Phelps.
Hello, yes?
Mrs. Jonathan Phelps.
Yes?
Mrs. Jonathan Phelps of 8 Pewsley Rise, Hounslow, Middlesex.
Yes?
Did I get you out of the bath to answer this telephone?
Yes, you did.
Sorry, wrong number.
There we go. Classic Bedazzled. Perfect Dudley Moore accent, perfect Peter Cook accent, I think we'll all agree.
Yeah. What a loving tribute.
And now it's time to introduce another special guest. So will you please give a warm welcome to Preston Nyman? So, Preston, can you please explain to the audience who you are?
I am Preston Nyman, and I was the boy with boat in Run Fat Boy Run.
Let's take a look at you in action.
Hey! Hey! Hey, okay. Whose boat is this? Whose boat is this? Excuse me! Is this your boat?
And what was it like working with David Schwimmer?
He was an absolute gent.
Ladies and gentlemen, Preston Nyman! So now, would you like to play a game?
Yes, I would, Richard Sandling.
Brilliant. We've got a regular feature on the show, which is called Play Your Video Cards Right. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with the popular game Play Your Cards Right, in which you have to guess whether the next card will be higher or lower than the other card in the deck.
Okay, yeah.
Well, what you've got here is a video version of that, where you have to guess whether the next video is rated higher or lower on IMDb,
Oh,
the
wow.
film that precedes it.
Those morons.
Yes. So it's what the public think of films, not how good the films
Oh,
are.
the public are not to be trusted with films! Have you been to a multiplex these days?
Well, it's like, being self-unemployed. I get to go to the cinema during the day when no one's there. It's my best thing. When we saw the Lego movie...
Oh, the Lego movie!
We had the whole
We
screen to
didn't at
ourselves.
all look like some kind of crazy, massively disappointed paedophiles. Me and him go, can you imagine being the bloke that sold us the tickets? Me and him walk up, all like a ton of us. 2 for the Lego movie, please. No, and then we got the cinema to ourselves. Well, probably because they put sellotape, incident tape over the doors. No children in there today. Not today. Not with them.
But I would say, having the whole Lego movie to yourself, everything was awesome.
Oh, yeah. it genuinely was. We had such a laugh.
So the game we're going to play...
Yes.
...is Play Your Video Cards Right. So we're
Hurrah.
going to start with the first film, which is called The Edge of Hell.
Oh!
Also known as Rock and Roll Nightmare from 1987, directed by John Fasano. It's about a sort of heavy metal band who go to record an album in a barn in the middle of nowhere. The
Yeah.
lead singer has done it as a ruse to act so raucously and debauched that the devil himself will come up and take issue with them so that he can fight the devil on behalf of good and evil and restore the balance of good within the universe. I'll just be honest with you, it is an ambitious project for the budget they have.
Wow. Okay. When you raise hell, I like that's a good catch line there. When you raise hell, the devil must be paid in full.
So obviously you haven't got to guess that because you've got that.
That's me out now. Is that mine? That's safe. I look forward
Now,
to that.
Just out of interest, what do you think that's rated on IMDb? Just to give you an idea of what you think people think that film's worth.
Well, I imagine that the people like it, love it. I'll give it a solid 4.
It's 4.2. That's
Boom!
So the next thing is, higher or lower, is we have a film here called Number One, which is a Bob Geldof snooker movie from 1986. Harry doesn't play by the rules. Harry plays to win. To Harry, life is just a game. Bob Geldof is number one. Basically, Mel Smith plays like a sort of loan sharky gangster base who tries to put Bob Geldof in as a ringer. Then to throw the Embassy World Snooker Championship, and then he basically realises he's so good, maybe he should win. And it's like, is he there? And I'll give you the cast. I'll give you the cast out here: Bob Geldof, Mel Smith, Alison Steadman, P.H. Moriarty, Phil Daniels, Alfred Molina, James Marcus, David Howie, Ian Jury, and Ray Winston.
Shit the bed.
It's basically like it's like the best. It's basically the best episode of Minder they never made.
Wow.
Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think that's higher or lower? Do you think a Bob Geldof snooker movie is higher or lower than Rock Band Fights the Devil in Canada?
I think, perversely, I think it might be lower. I think it'd be maybe a 3.5.
So you're going to say lower?
Lower. I'm going lower.
It's higher!
Melina!
Oh, that's your answer for everything. So that one's rated 6.0, and then we got one.
Wow.
So do you think, now we got Invasion USA, Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris! The Norris!
The Norris defends Americans from invading, marauding.
Do you ever
Russian
get the
terrorists.
vibe with Chuck Norris that he sounds like a music hall act of the 1920s? Hello, Chuck Norris. I'm from Macclesfield.
That's not how we do things in Texas. Get back down your own end.
So, Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris is basically the one man who can save America from marauding Russian invaders.
See, people love the Chuck, don't they? I mean, they adore him. In order to cast your opinion on IMDb, you do have to be computer conversant. And now I'm thinking about Chuck Norris's fan base.
They don't believe in evolution. They're not going to have a computer, are they?
Who are basically the kind of people who are probably still knocking rocks together to dance.
I think that's a harsh but fair evaluation.
Indeed. What do you give a Chuck Norris fan for Christmas? Fire. So. And yet they can operate VHSs. My theory is flawed.
So, higher or lower than 6.0? What do you think?
I think higher.
Higher than 6.0?
A little, yeah.
It's lower!
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm dying on my arse at this game!
You got one more chance. What we've got here is a film called Collision Course. Jay Leno and Pat Morita. Starring what is essentially Rush Hour. With Jay Leno before he became a chat show host.
Yeah.
And Pat Morita from The Karate Kid, right? And he's playing a Japanese man. And you know what's really funny is? He's from Japan, right? And he doesn't know any martial arts. Because how does that happen? How do no one in Japan? Everyone in Japan knows how to do karate.
They do.
Of course they do.
So this is what did this get?
They got 5.2.
This got lower. This is lower.
It is lower!
Thank
Fantastic. And now we come to your favourite closing scene for any film ever, which is was a joy to film, I must say.
It's in my top 10, and forever it will reside there. Is Midnight Run, the De Niro Charles Grodin chase across America. Just so many brilliant moments in it. So many, just too many. Those dumb mafia guys in Texas waiting for Jack Walsh, and he puts a cowboy out and he goes, "Hey, Joey, I belong to the ditch." Just stupid stuff. And it's Sydney, if you look at me like that again, I'm going to bury this fucking telephone in your head.
Dennis Farina's amazing in this. It was probably the first swearing film I ever saw.
Yeah.
Like, a film where actually swearing was on purpose, because it wasn't because they were shit. It was like because they're actually swearing, like it's eloquence.
Yeah.
It's amazing. 119 F words in the whole film.
But I love this film hard. So yeah, the end of this film, moving, fabulous, funny.
It is a great ending to a film, which if you haven't seen the beginning of it, is now spoilt for you. Deal with it.
It's been out for a long time.
I think
Seriously.
I think the statute of limitations on spoilers is well and truly passed on a film from 1986 or whatever it was. So with that in mind, let's watch the last scene to Midnight Run.
Gun bail bonds.
Hello, Eddie?
Yeah?
Where's Jerry?
Never mind Jerry. Where the hell are you, Jack? The feds picked him up 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, what for?
What difference does it make, man? I never trusted that guy anyway. Where the hell are you?
Where am I? I'm at the airport.
And guess who I'm with? I'm with the Duke.
You got him! Oh, you got him, Jack. I love you.
Yeah, you want to say hello?
Yeah, put him on.
Yeah, say hello.
Hello.
Hello, you son of a bitch. We got you, you son of a bitch.
Yeah? Now say goodbye, you lying little piece of shit, 'cause I'm letting him go.
Jack?
Would have been a nice coffee shop.
Oh. Jeez. I don't get it.
I did what I wanted to do. I got you to LA before midnight, so...
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, because knowing you just made me want to put those back on you again.
Thanks.
No. Thank you, John.
Thanks.
A little souvenir of our adventure.
Jack.
This better be good.
Oh, this is good. This is very good. When I was making my getaway, I thought the FBI was closing in on me. Go on, take it. So I got some traveling money. Take it. It's not a payoff, it's a gift. You already let me go.
You son of a bitch.
I told you I had money.
I knew you had money, but I didn't know you had money. How much is he?
In the neighborhood of 300,000.
It's a very respectable neighborhood. I don't know what to say, John.
Take care.
Take care.
See you in the next life.
See you in the next life. What time is it?
It's 25 to 12.
I would have made it. I would have made it. Got change for 1,000?
What are you, a comedian? Get the hell out of here, you bum.
Looks like I'm walking.
That's your 3 scenes. That is your perfect movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made it. We made it to the end.
We did it.
It was amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, will you please join me in saying thank you to Mr. PHILL JUPITUS. Now, before we finally say goodbye, it's time to pay tribute to one of the greatest contributions to cinema ever. I'm not talking about, of course, Jack Nicholson's smile or Veronica Lake's hair. I'm talking about Tom Selleck's moustache, which is the greatest thing about Hollywood ever. And to prove that it's the greatest thing ever, we've made a montage where Tom Selleck's moustache is on everyone's faces to prove that Tom Selleck's moustache would improve any film ever. So, with that in mind, I would like to show you Tom Selleck's moustache. Yeah, Tom Selleck's moustache, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Well, that's it. We've come to the end of the show. Thank you very much for watching and for supporting. Before we go, let's say a big thank you to everyone we saw. We saw Preston Nyman. We saw PHILL JUPITUS. My name's Richard Sandling. This is Richard Sandling's Perfect Movie. Thank you very much. Good night.